Hey guys, as you can see that I read a Mary Poppins book. If you're new to the channel, I'm JP, I'm a Christian man and I love fantasy genres and stories in general that I really enjoyed. So I read Mary Poppins because I was curious because I saw the movie, the Disney movie first, and then after the Disney movie, I saw another Disney movie saying Saving Mr. Banks. So it's about the making of Mary Poppins, and in that movie, the author did not like the adaptation, so that piqued my interest. So I borrowed this book at my local library to read, and yeah, the book is a lot different than the movie. But let me start with the summary. If you're new to the channel, the drill is I start with the summary, start with things that I liked in the story, things that I didn't like in the story, or certain comments that I feel like would it would have been better, And yeah, so let me start with the summary. So Mary Poppins is about this magical nanny who stopped at the Banks family. The Banks is a family made out of a father, Mr. Banks, who works at a bank. Hello, irony. And his wife, Mrs. Banks, who has children who feels overwhelmed. And they have a gardener named Robert, cook, and a cook, and another lady, I forgot what she does in the story. Ellen, I think that's her name. Anyway, she hires a group, she puts out a flyer that they need nannies, and then a gust of wind pushed the other nannies out, and then Mary Poppins stood in the doorway, and as she stood in the doorway, the house shook, and then she was hired to be the nanny. And when she looks after her kids, she goes through these magical adventures from chapter to chapter in this book, sometimes by herself, sometimes with the kids, and they would actually get surprised, and then when they ask Mary Poppins, she would act as if she didn't see anything. So yeah, that's basically the book. It's a lovely book. I enjoyed it. Is it the best children's book I ever read so far? No. No, I still love Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson so far, I love Percy Jackson more. But is it decent? Yeah. The thing is, I wasn't really a fan of the movie to begin with. I thought the movie was kind of overrated. It's not. I'm not saying that the movie was bad, if anything. I just thought it was kind of. So when I read the book, I kind of understood. I kind of see why the author was hesitant about the adaptation because of how kind of different Mary Poppins is. In the movies, Mary Poppins is playful. Here, she does have playful moments, but most of the time she's just strict and a bit rudish towards the kids, and she barely smiles in the book. It's a rare moment where she actually smiles. So yeah, I enjoyed this book a lot, but my concern. Here's my concern about the adaptation that Disney made. Disney, I know that you are 6 feet underground, but what made you read Mary Poppins and made you think movie adaptation? What made you think? What made you read Mary Poppins and made you think movie adaptation? Because this book, I hate using this word because it only applies in TV shows, but I can't think of any other word. This book is episodic. It's an episodic book. The chapters have tell is like a self-contained story. Each chapter has a self-contained story. It's not like a continuous plot. No. So I'm confused on what made Disney think it would work as a movie adaptation and not a TV show. Because I feel like this should have, if you're gonna adapt Mary Poppins, in my opinion, I feel like it should be a TV show. Because of how episodic in nature this book is, and that each chapter has a self contained story. And now I'm going to address P.L. Travers because I know she's 6 feet underground. P.L. Travers, this book, I feel like your book as an adaptation, I kind of have to side with Disney here. It works as an animated medium, this adaptation, especially in that timeline, because you have chapters of a cow dancing because of a because of a star stuck in its horn, and in order for that cow to get rid of that star, it has to jump really high, and it has to reach the sky, reach the moon, and then land back on Earth. how the hell were they supposed to accomplish that in live action? I can see why they cutted some things out in the book to make it work in a movie adaptation, but how are they going to make that work? You know, it would have worked in an animated medium because in animation it's easy to suspend your belief. And back then, there weren't a lot of CGI. They had to rely on practical effects. So imagine how awkward it would have been to see a practical effect cow or a puppet jumping over a moon. No, really, it should have been an animated adaptation. I understand why Disney wanted it to be animated because it works better as an animated adaptation. And um, what was about to say? Oh, things that I liked, or should I say my favorite chapters in the book? Oh, I hate that they cut it out of the movie because the chapter with the dog, is it called Miss Lux Andrew? Yeah, that was a wholesome chapter about the Banks's neighbor's dog. He's a rich dog. He gets pampered by the owner, but the dog wants to be a normal dog, an ordinary dog, eat from the trash like the rest of the dogs. He even had a friend. His friend was Willoughby, but the problem with Willoughby is that he's a street dog, and Mrs. Lark doesn't want street dogs. He wants his baby to be domesticated. So I actually liked that the dog stood his ground and it was like, no, this is my friend, and you're gonna treat him right. You're not gonna have pride over him. You're going to give him the exact same luxury, or I will walk. The dog was giving her an ultimatum. That was so badass. And it does bother me that they cut it out from the movie. Hence, I'm saying this should have been a TV show. Mary Poppins should have been a TV show because of how self contained the chapters are in this book. It has self contained chapters. Another favorite chapter of mine, can we just say that how messed up Mary Poppins' birthday is? Mary Poppins has the most messed up birthdays. She spends her birthdays in the zoo and the animals talk during the full moon. And then they reverse the roles. The attraction in the zoo normally it's animals, but on Mary Poppins' birthday it's humans in cages, and they get fed like animals. Mary Poppins is so messed up. I love her. I love her so much. She was so fun. In the movie, yeah, she's playful, but I love Cheeky Mary Poppins more. Cheeky Mary Poppins is an icon. I actually enjoyed it. The one thing about it, I actually enjoyed this book a lot. I really loved it. Is it the best book I've read? No. No, I've read better books. I've read better children's books. Percy Jackson books are far better, but it was decent. I had a good time. I recommend for you to read it. Great book. Anyway, see you guys. That was my video. Very short. Thank God. And because right now I have to return this book as we speak. Right now, I have to return this book. So yeah, so far I want to read the third Percy Jackson book, but I haven't having any luck yet. But I want to read that book, and I'm going to read that book because the Percy Jackson books are chef's kiss, chef's kiss. Anyway, if you like this content, check out my other content. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video if you will. Love you guys. God bless.